equation square root of x plus square root of x squared is equal to the square root of x cubic plus square root of x in the fourth. So to solve this equation, first of all, let me rearrange this one here, this equation. So is a square root of x is a plus square root of x squared is just x is equal, and square root of x cubic we can write as a x times square root of x is a plus, and square root of x in the fourth is x squared. If we are subtracting both sides by x square root of x plus x squared, this equation is going to take this form. Square root of x plus x is a minus x times square root of x minus x squared is equal to 0. And now if we are factoring here in this side, minus x in the front is going to be square root of x plus x is equal with 0. As we see here, the square root of x plus x is a factor, and square root of x plus x is a factor, so we can write as a factor. And what remains here remains 1 minus x. 1 minus x is equal with 0. And now we take in 1 the factor. So let me take this 1 minus x. If we are taking 1 minus x, so let me write here 1 minus x is equal with 0. If we are solving for x, x is going to be equal with 1. If we are checking, does it satisfy the solution? And if we are checking here is going to be square root of 1, okay, square root of 1 plus the square root of 1 squared is equal with 1 cubic plus square root of 1/4. So 1 is going to be equal with 1. So this holds. But now x is equal with 1 is one solution. So let's write x is equal with 1, and it satisfies these equations. Now let's take the other factor, square root of x plus x is equal with 0. So this one here we can subtract both sides by minus x, and square root of x is going to be equal with minus x. If we are squaring both sides, x is going to be equal with x squared. And now, if from this implies x squared minus x is equal with 0. So if we are factoring here x minus 1 is equal with 0. And now what do we have here? In this case here, what we have here, we have a x is equal with 0 and x is equal with 1. But now if we are checking this, if we are checking this with a red, what we wrote, if we are checking, for example, in this situation, in this equation here, if we are taking, for example, x is equal with 1, so square root of 1 plus 1 is equal with 0. So this doesn't hold. So this one is not correct. But if we are taking a 0, x is equal with 0, so we have a 0 plus 0 is equal with 0. So this is a hold because 0 is equal with 0. It means for this part here, just x is equal with 0. But for whole this equation, we have x is equal with 0 and x is equal with 1. So those are two solutions. And if we wanted to see graphically how it looks, we can go in the Desmos or graphing calculator and we can find this form. So for example, y is equal to square root of x plus square root of x squared, and y is square root of x cubic plus square root of x in the fourth. If we are graphing, we see here x is equal with 1 and here x is equal with 0. So those two solutions satisfies this equation.